You've heard it before, and it is true. All the crappy stuff that happens in your life will benefit you later. It will toughen you up, give you some mettle, some moxie, some toughness. But when you're living in that tunnel of garbage and nonsense, it's no fun, right? But I will say this, and it's universal. I've talked about this with my friends. The bad times toughen you up, and you should go through some bad times. You really should. You should struggle. You should be fired. You should have to deal with, like a bad boss or, somebody breaks your heart. It all comes out eventually to toughen you up. That's Matt Stafford's career before this year with Detroit. And so now the debate is, is he going to be a Hall of Famer? No. There's a headline this morning. Richard Sherman is adamant Matthew Stafford isn't a Hall of Famer. Yes, that's the true headline. They should put ... yet. But he's a great example of what you saw this year was overwhelmingly due to the garbage in his life. Now, he doesn't have an MVP. He's got a losing record. He's got one Pro Bowl. There are benchmarks you got to hit, and right now, he's not a Hall of Fame player. But he's 34, and he's got a long runway. But at 34 years old, he's probably out of his athletic prime, and this is a great example of own your space, be willing to move. My knock on Matt Stafford is he was too patient with the Lions. Now, he should get into the Hall of Fame, but he has a losing record. Now, in 2 years, he'll have a winning record with the Rams if McVay stays, and I think he will. In 2 years, he'll be top 10 in passing yards all time, passing Elway. He'll be top 10 in passing touchdowns, passing Elway and Warren Moon and Eli Manning. And probably the best thing he's got going for him, though, he's got an identifiable trait. And Hall of Fame voters need something to grab onto, right? You got to give him something. Yeah, all-time base stealer, all-time leader in 3 points or block shot. You got to give him something. His identifiable trait is, is clutch. So this year was the best year ever for a quarterback in the fourth quarter. 14 touchdowns and no interceptions. He was the best fourth quarter quarterback in the NFL. He is also 7th all-time in game-winning drives. He will probably end up number 1 or 2 all-time. So you give the voters something to grab onto. He's going to get the volume stats if he plays 4 more years with McVay, 38-39. He's got the hardware, at least one. But I think what he gives you is an identifiable trait. Like that no-look pass is a really big deal for him. Because when you're sitting there in that Hall of Fame thing, when Patrick Mahomes is retweeting that going, wow, that's the trait. That's what you grab onto. And the 2 other things that benefit him is Sean McVay's great, and we know that offensive coaches elevate quarterbacks. And the second thing, and this is the Detroit thing, is that I do think a lot of us now realize, man, how bad is Detroit? When you see the pivot from Detroit to the Super Bowl, it makes you go, man, and it's easy to pick on Detroit because they're probably not going to be a Super Bowl team in years. It benefits him. And that goes back to my argument. The crap benefits you. That in the end, if you're on the fence with Matt Stafford, the thing that could push him over is, look at how many times he came from behind to win in Detroit with their nonsense. So it all eventually, if you work hard, keep your head down, the crap will help you. It's just no fun in the middle of the tunnel. It stinks. You're getting ripped. Now, I didn't have to grow up with social media. Now you got the social media picking on you and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. I didn't have to deal with any of that. Obama was the first president that had to deal with the vile nature of social media. I remember asking him once in an interview, like, that you're the first guy that had to deal with this. And he's like, yeah, it's angry. The sea is angry, my friends. But I think in the end, Matt's got some tarmac. I think he should have left earlier from Detroit. But I think the fact that it was Detroit and what he overcame will probably nudge him into the Hall of Fame. Let's talk Kyler Murray, who's not a gold jacket guy, but it looks like to me he's a great one. So in the last week, Super Bowl week, there's been a lot of stuff. So let's go in chronological order of the weirdness between the star quarterback and the organization. All right, number one, they played a playoff game against the Rams, and Kyler Murray didn't run. Had the fewest rushing attempts in his career. That's weird because that's his strength, and he didn't run, and I thought that was really weird, and I said it. Number two, Kyler Murray then scrubs his social media accounts, all of them of Arizona Cardinal stuff. Number three, There's a leak inside the building for the team, taking a shot at Kyler Murray, calling him a finger pointer. He's immature, blah, blah, blah. And then number 4, Kyler fires back. Okay, we said this last week. Baker Mayfield, drama. Aaron Rodgers, drama. Cam Newton, some drama. Kyler Murray, some drama. Jay Cutler, some drama. Aaron Rodgers, some drama. Brett Favre, some drama. He's not the first, and you got to come to terms with it because he's great and getting better. Not everybody's going to be Dak, and not everybody is going to be Matt Ryan. I mean, think about this. Eli Manning, who I've known for a long time, I've done events with Eli, is one of the nicest guys in league history. I mean, he's really a gem. You cannot get a better person than Eli Manning. Even in the end of his career in New York, they benched him. Everybody hated the coach. I lived in Connecticut at the time, so I would listen to sports radio in New York. It was a hate fest for 2 months with Eli Manning. I mean, Eli Manning's unhateable. And it was just, the team wasn't even good. Eli at that point wasn't very good. And it was just major drama. Even the good guys, there's drama. I think Russell Wilson's a good guy. There's drama. You just got to come to terms with this stuff. Patrick Mahomes, great kid. His mom's firing on social media. His brother's on TikTok. His family can be kind of different. He's got drama in his life, and he's about the most likable, coachable guy in the league. So is Kyler Murray great? Yes. Does Kyler Murray come with some drama? Absolutely. But give Kyler Murray credit for this. So Josh Allen of the Bills got paid early. Josh, and this matters, is big and strong and 6'6" and 250. He got paid early. But Baker Mayfield didn't, and he's hurt. And Lamar Jackson's smaller, didn't, and he's hurt. And Kyler Murray's looking at that going, I'm not stupid. I'm like 5'11", 5'10". I've been hurt back-to-back years. Pay me. That's what this, to me, is all about. Is that Kyler is looking at Baker and looking at Lamar and saying, those guys are called too thin or too small, and they're both hurt, and they haven't been paid yet. And we're not sure. We think Cleveland won't pay Baker the big bag, and we're not sure on Lamar Jackson. What if he suffered another injury this year early? And so Kyler's going, okay, I'm not 6'6", 250 like the guy in Buffalo. I've been hurt twice. Those other 2 guys didn't get paid. I'm not sure they are. And I think I'm as good as any young quarterback in the league. He's got an argument. He wants to get paid. And I think you have to pay him. And I think it helps him that he's in the SEC of the NFL, the NFC West. You got McVay. You got Pete Carroll. You got Kyle Shanahan. Got to pay him. Sometimes, listen, if you're expecting a quarterback, they're American royalty. It used to be NBA stars were kind of they were like international soccer stars. They had shoe deals, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and maybe our boxers, Muhammad Ali. But NFL guys now make better than NBA money, and increasingly they're getting endorsements and they're getting shoes. I can remember years ago, and I could be wrong on this one, Donovan McNabb got a soup commercial, Campbell's Soup, Chunky Soup. And I remember being on the air, this was like 12 years ago, and thinking, it was one of the only big commercials. I'm dead serious. I mean, guys had local commercials, but it stuck out to me as like, man, the NBA guys always had commercials. Shoe commercials everywhere. Magic back in the 80s and Bird and Converse. But like I remember Donovan McNabb have a Chunky Soup commercial. I'm like, not many of those. Now NFL guys have commercials everywhere. The Super Bowl went up 8% this year. Last year it had Brady and Mahomes in it. This year it had the Bengals, and the Rams aren't even the most popular team in their own city. It went up 8%. Quarterbacks are now American royalty. And guess what? Sometimes Michael Jordan tick you off. Magic, Larry Bird, Dr. J. Deal with it. There's about 6 guys on the planet as good as Kyler Murray. You have to pay him. Drama, it's the new reality for star quarterbacks. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.